Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? It is now March the 5th, it's Monday, about 8:30 in the morning, and I want to do a quick Bitcoin update. I'm going to take it fairly easy this week, so you won't be hearing too much from me in terms of technical analysis or Twitter. I just got a bunch of security and hardware to set up, but I'll definitely try to do an update as soon as I can when time is available. So the first thing that we always want to do, guys, is go to CoinMarketCap, right? The first thing that we do is check out CoinMarketCap to see how it's been, just generally speaking in the market, and to see how well Bitcoin's doing. And what we're generally seeing is that coins like Ripple, they are on fire right now, okay? Ripple, Stellar, on fire right now. Anytime you see a coin do double digits in green within 24 hours, you can say that that's a pretty good week for them in general, or past 24 hours. We see that Bitcoin, no surprise, of course, still number one. That's just a pretty bad joke. I take that back entirely. I tried to make a joke, but it didn't go too well there. I didn't really deliver it that well. So let's take a look at 24-hour volume for Bitcoin. The market cap for all crypto, 472,000, a little bit low. I'd like to be around 500K just to get a better idea of, it makes you feel a lot more comfortable at a round number like 500,000, put it that way. So we see Bitcoin in the past 24 hours, not the best 24-hour volume at all. In the past few days, if we take a look at March the 1st, that was a pretty good rally. March the 2nd, a pretty good rally as well. March the 3rd, not so shabby, but slowly we've been declining, right? And within the past 24 hours, we've lost about $400,000 in volume, or sorry, 400 million in volume. We're sitting at a pretty round number at 11.5 right now. It's exactly where I expected it to be. Now let's take a look at some of the charts. Oops. You guys didn't see that. So let's close these charts up. If you guys don't know about TradingView, you guys should definitely use it. This is the charting software that I use. A lot of people have asked about this before, and they simply don't know. This is my new desktop, guys. It's super clean. There's absolutely nothing on here at all, except for my charts and my recording software. That's it. I have a dedicated computer for this one. A little bit overkill to get an i7 7700, I'd say, with 32 gigs of RAM and a GTX 1060 just for recording. Yeah, this system's only got 2 monitors, so I'm pretty happy with where it is right now. Anyways, people have always been wondering, what software do you use? I use TradingView, guys. It's entirely free, but I pay for the pro one, of course, because I'm a professional. So let's take a look at what's been going on with Bitcoin right now. So this is where I'm going to catch everybody up actually from the beginning and try to be as thorough as I can in the shortest amount of time that I can. So the way that I've been labeling this is W, X, and Y, which is basically making a double zigzag in here, where here we get a slightly truncated C position, truncated C wave, and then we get another ABC coming down like this, ABC, just like that, okay? Excuse me, it's super cold here, and like today, guys, we got about, I think, 2 feet of snow. Yeah, that's right, 2 feet of snow, guys. That's crazy, right? Or 2 foot of snow. Yeah, it's March 5th. Welcome to Canada. And here I called it my ABC, like that. A lot of people call this A, and then this B, and then that C, which works as well, depending on how you count it. But either way, this is the beginning of a new impulse wave going up. A lot of people thought that this was actually a 4th wave and we were going to come back down, but I don't agree with that actually. And if you guys notice, right around here, 10,500, that's where we're meeting some solid resistance right now. And I don't know if we're going to break that in the very, very short term, but we're going to talk about all the indicators and talk about what they're showing us. So let's open up my indicators. For the people that don't know, I use RSI as one of my main indicators. I also use MACD, specifically the histogram, and I also use the 55, the 21, the 13, and the 8 exponential moving average. Those are the main 3 indicators that I use right here. I don't use anything like cloud or sequential or TD sequential or anything like that. So if we take a look on here, we notice that we simply cannot break into a very bullish territory yet, like on a daily or a 12-hour chart, which is okay. We're trending well above even the 8 EMA right now, which is great, right? So this is the main count that has me worried. And I'm not exactly sure how to make of this count, guys. Originally, I had this count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But what I noticed about this count right here is that the third wave is obviously the strongest always, right? And it makes the greatest move usually in terms of magnitude and price direction. But because it didn't really retrace that far at all, I'm now left to wonder if there's a different count. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't really think that this is a third wave, guys. I don't think that this is I just can't see it like that, right? It's hard for me to see it like this right now because of how choppy everything looks. Although it could possibly be very well the third wave going up like that. If it was the third wave, we would be targeting at least $1,500 based on this wave right now. Because the third wave is often the longest and is never the shortest. So based on that deduction, what we can assume is that this could be the third wave. But this is now more so one of my alternate counts. And I don't believe that this is the count, guys. I've got to take this off the table right now, and I got to show you guys a different kind of count, okay? And now, bear with me. This count has only been recently introduced, or sorry, been recently thought of, rather. And I think that it's a very viable count now, so I might consider this as actually one of my main counts. So let's go over it together. Okay, excuse me. My main count is now most likely this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a fifth one somewhere up there around 1300-ish. Right around this region, I think we're going to get a lot of resistance. Just somewhere around here. I mean, we already, did we break through this one already? I can't really see it. Let me move the mouse. This one was 12,190. I don't think we did. This one was 11,788. Yeah, so you know what? This is not really that relevant of a resistance right here. But let me explain to you guys why on a more detailed level. And why I think that this is actually the fourth wave correction. So this right here, I mean, is the fourth wave. So what we have to understand first is theory. We have to understand that wave 2 and wave 4, they're dependent on each other when it comes to the correction. One wave will usually do a stronger retracement than the other one. So if, let's say wave 2 does a retracement of a very shallow one, a 382 retracement, what we can bank on with certainty almost is that the wave 4 will not retrace into wave 1 territory, first of all, and it'll most likely retrace to 382. Now, I want to explain one thing, is that, excuse me, if this was waves, all of this was wave 1, and that's 2, this one right here, okay guys, this one right here should be a much stronger impulse wave up, because now this will have made 1, 2, and 3 should be very impulsively moving up. And now another thing that we have to assume is that if this right here was actually wave 3 and this right here is wave 4, that's a really crappy retracement. If you guys remember my whole argument the other time where I said that simply cannot be wave 3, like 4 retracement, doesn't make sense, because this one here did a 382 retracement. Then are we left to assume that that's actually that bullish to the point where this one did not even touch the 382 region? Also, this made a channel, right? This made a channel right in there. And when it broke out, I'm thinking it broke out of the third wave. So now let me deduce this for you guys as well. Check this out. If this was indeed the third wave, well, we can assume that this one here will actually retrace further than 382 for the fourth wave, usually to the golden pocket zone, right? Or slightly above the wave 1. That's a very good rule to follow, guys. Make sure you remember this rule. I kid you not, that if wave 2 retraces slightly, then wave 4 will retrace much more heavily. If wave 2 retraces a lot, wave 4's retracement will actually be much more bullish. So this rule I tend to follow quite often, and I like to ladder my buys, right? As soon as it gets below the 382, I'll slightly watch out for it. all the way to the point there, and I'll make a lot of different buys set up because I'm expecting now a wave 4 to bounce up to create the wave 5. Let me just mute my desktop. There you go. Okay. I'm just deleting all this now. I've got some OCD. I don't like to have it on the screen, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. Hope you guys have had a really good weekend. 2 feet of snow. Is that how you say 2 feet, 2 foot? 5 foot. Yeah, 2 foot. 2 foot of snow. Is it 1 feet? Is feet plural? No. Feet is plural. That's right. 1 foot, 2 feet. I knew that. I was just testing you guys. Do you guys remember my little intoxicated night there where I was live streaming? I threw my back off, right? Because of what I was doing. If you guys remember what I was intoxicated with, it was the best night of my life. I was so happy until I put my 2FA up in a live stream. Note to self, never get intoxicated and live stream. Second note to self, never get intoxicated, live stream, and put up your 2FA passwords to your Bitfinex account and to your emails as well. That's not cool. Good thing you guys only accessed, not you guys, but good thing people only access my, not my main account, guys. Yeah, right. So, I threw my back off, or threw my back out because of what I was intoxicated on. And keep in mind, guys, I'm no professional. I'm super reckless, right? And that's always going to be me. I always like to enjoy life. So today it snowed 2 feet, and I tried to shovel outside. You guys can imagine how much that hurt. Okay, so my spinal fluid feels like it's drained right now. Oh, I guess that's what ecstasy does to you, right? Oops, I said it on my technical analysis, which I don't really care about saying. So yeah, when you do ecstasy, and it throws off your back, right? Because you get very tense. Now my face is like entirely numb and stuff as well. That was the first time in a very, very long time, okay? So I'm never gonna do that again because I have to maintain some sort of professional image on YouTube. Just having a sip of my drink, give me a sec. Alrighty, okay, so this is the reason why now I believe this is the proper count. Take a look, right here, golden pocket. Do you guys know what the golden pocket is? I'll explain it to you guys. Do you guys know what the golden ratio is? The 618 Fibonacci level? The 618 Fibonacci is a ratio of Fibonacci numbers, and it is literally one of the most fascinating ratios in the universe. These ratios, they form part of the Fibonacci sequence of numbers, and you can find them, and the ratio is found in everything in the universe, ranging from the way the universe is spiraled, to the way our DNA is helixed in a coil, to the way seashells are shaped, to the way sand is shaped and formed, to the way our bodies are proportional, to the way buildings are designed accidentally, according to architects, in that type of ratio. So it's a really cool number, the 618. Now, what's also cool is this right here, okay? Right there. Do you guys see it? I'm trying to get this yellow thing up there. Do you see right here? I'm going to try to draw it as best as I possibly can to make sure it's accurate. Right here, guys. It fell right into the golden pocket exactly, right? Right around that range. And if anybody laddered to buy right around this range, you guys are probably having a field day right now because you're up 2K, right? I don't know if you guys know this cool trick, but if you guys, I want to teach you guys some tricks for TradingView. If you ever want to clone something, you can right click on it and then clone, and it makes another identical one, or you can just hold down Control, click on it, and drag it. That does that as well. So just teaching you guys some cool tricks. You can also hold down Control. You can draw Elliot Wave and drag it. Pretty cool, right? You can also hold down Control. You can drag anything and clone it. Makes it very easy work. Now, another cool thing I want to teach you guys is if you hold down Shift, left click. Okay, I'm going to actually delete this first. Hold down Shift, left click, and it brings up the price and the date range. And you can let go of Shift anytime after. And then click on it one more time, and it does that, okay? So it's just a very quick way to gauge, like that, okay? but it disappears right away. I want you guys to know, all right? So yeah, anyways, so hold down shift once again, click on where you want to begin, and boom, it just gives you a very quick gauge. Now if you click somewhere else, okay, there we go, it disappears. So this is now my official count, I believe, and the other one that I had earlier is now my alternate count, okay guys? It makes sense because this fell right into the golden ratio zone, into the golden pocket, like literally, couldn't have been better than that, right? So that's actually a really cool thing that I think happened. Now, let's talk about some Fibonacci extensions. Okay, I want to go over some theory first. Theory time. Come on, kids, come gather around the bed. It's theory time. That's what Barney would say, I bet. So, theory time. If we take our Fibonacci extensions from waves 1, right here from the beginning, to wave 1 to wave 2, we can actually project where a lot of these things are going to go. Now, the normal way to do it is to project that it does a 161.8 extension, right? For wave 3. That's a very normal prediction to make. Now, the next thing is, you know, if that one retraces around, if that gets to 161.8, depending on how far this one retraces to as well, because wave 3 is often the longest and is never the shortest, what we can do is we can take another Fibonacci number right here, and we can assume that wave 5 will be slightly lower than wave 3 and slightly lower than the next Fibonacci target of the original one, beginning of here, here, and here. So this is a double correlation method that I use quite often. And I will always shoot slightly lower than the 100 and slightly lower than that as well. A lot of times, that's actually what ends up happening, okay? Let's say wave 3 did something nice. Let's say wave 3 did something like almost to the 261.8, and this one retrace, you know, something like that. What we can assume as well is the same thing, that if this one retrace almost, or sorry, extended to 261.8, there's a very good chance, guys, very good chance that this one will also extend to roughly, I'm gonna get it in here, I don't have it on here. You guys can, by the way, if you don't know, double click on any of the extensions and this window comes up. I don't have all of them up there, but because I only usually target a 261.8 at most, when I say 261.8, you guys know what I mean, right? It's this number right there. So now I can assume that, check that out, guys, okay? Did you guys see what I did there? Take my Fibonacci extension from 2 to 3 to 4, assume the same rule, that wave 5 will not be longer than wave 3, because we don't usually assume an extended fifth wave until it happens. It's something that we can't account for. If you guys notice here, this one here fell slightly lower than 261.8, so it's easy to also say that we'll target somewhere slightly lower than the 361.8 and slightly lower as well than the 100. See, this is a lot of theory, right? A lot of theory that I'm introducing, but they need to be understood before we can actually chart accordingly with Elliot Wave. If you guys are going to be an Elliot Wave type of trader like myself, you guys also need to really understand Fibonacci and Fibonacci extensions. If you don't understand the basics of Fibonacci extensions and Fibonacci retracement, you guys aren't, unfortunately, you cannot tackle Elliot Wave yet, okay? Make sure you guys really understand it. So let's talk about how far this one in general retraced. This one, or extended rather. Whoops, wrong one. We'll take our Fibonacci extension right here, 6K, to wave 2. There you go. And what you guys notice is it actually did like pretty much a direct hit, right? Like literally a direct hit to the one-to-one extension at least, because we assume that wave 3 is often the longest and never the shortest. So wave 3 can actually be longer than wave 1 and shorter than wave 5. Or it can be longer than wave 5 but shorter than wave 1, right? So as long as it's not the shortest is what it's saying. As long as it's longer than either wave 1 or 5, we're good. So this one definitely breached the one-to-one extension by a lot, right? That actually was great. And now I'm thinking that this is a different count in there. I'm thinking that this is now 1, 2, right? 3, 4, and 5. That seems to make entire sense to me. So now we get our 4 retracement right into the golden pocket range. Now, I really do think that we're going to gun for a pretty good number. Let's see. Okay, we're going to assume once again, if this one got a little bit higher than the 1-to-1 extension, it could possibly get a little bit higher than 1-to-1, the 161.8 again, but lower than the double correlation method of wave 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4, right? So boom, you guys notice that it's actually getting right into this zone right here, right? So, right, slightly higher than 161.8, but lower than the 1-to-1 extension of waves 2, 3, and 4. So I'm thinking now that it's got no choice but to go to here based on my theory. So the thing about theory, guys, is that you're not always right, okay? The thing about charting and trading is that you try to look for these high probability setups and you try to see which is it more likely to be, which case is more likely to make sense that can give us a very good risk to reward setup, right? So this whole structure in here is very difficult for me to count, but what I can tell you is that it's not even close to 5 waves right now, okay? Not close at all to 5 waves. And I'm going to get into a little bit more detail later this afternoon. I just want to give you guys a quick breakdown of where I stand right now with Bitcoin. And where I stand with Bitcoin right now is that, am I even recording? Yes, I am. How funny would that be if I wasn't recording the entire time? It's actually happened many times before where it's like, oh my goodness, I'm not even recording right now. What's going on? Okay, my dog's looking me up like, this guy's crazy. My dad's so crazy. I want a new owner. Is he really my dad? She's just lying there right now on the ground looking so freaking cute. Okay, I'm just drinking some fruit punch. Don't mind me. My throat's still very sore from last weekend. Or from the weekend that just passed. So, does that make sense to you guys using the double correlation method right there? And just talking about Fibonacci in general, right? We can summarize this video up by saying that there's a good chance, there's a very good chance based on how this is looking right now, that we're going to hit about at least, 12,700, possibly up to 13,283 ranges. Though we have to be considerate, okay? We have to be very mindful of these resistance areas right here, okay? These resistance areas, yeah, like major, if I look at it on a different chart, it would look slightly different, right? High activity area, we haven't even broken through this region yet. So like 12K is like just breaking above 12K could easily signal a rally to about 12,700 to 13,200 ranges. And once again, I'm not going to break down this right here for you guys because I want to save it for an afternoon update I haven't really looked at it too much yet as well, but later this afternoon we're going to take a look at this specific section right here, right? And we're going to try to deduce the Elliot Wave and just see what kind of risk to reward setups look really good. But what I can tell you guys is this, okay? In the next day or two, we might be very bullish, right? We might be very bullish because every time this yellow moving average strategy of mine, do you guys remember it? I talked about it in my live stream, but I'll go over it again a little bit. We want to see this type of formation where we get the yellow below all of them. Okay, let's just give you guys an example. For the people that know my strategy, it's a joke how profitable it is. I kid you not. What it guarantees is that you do not short sell yourself, or not short sell, but you don't sell too early. It guarantees that you can ride it as much as possible to the very, very, very top before a correction happens. So let's say you bought, right? You want to look for this formation where the yellow line is supporting all of it, where it goes from the 8 Fibonacci number. These numbers are all part of the Fibonacci sequence, okay? This is 8 exponential moving average, 13 exponential moving average, 21 exponential moving average, and then 55 exponential moving average. Once again, they're all Fibonacci numbers. So the moment that you see it crossing over, like that, okay? Boom, it's fanning out, enter a trade. Kid you not, enter yourself a trade. Right there, you would have entered a trade, okay? Because you saw it fanning out. Actually, you might have even entered earlier. Right here, okay? right here, this would have been a really good candle actually, because it rejects the 8 EMA very hard. So next day, as people saw this candle reject even the 8 EMA, right, on the downside, the bulls entered. So you'd have entered yourself a position right here. Right there, okay? And this has no target, keep in mind. You don't really know what your risk to reward setup is because you don't really know specific targets yet, right? It's a little bit too premature of Bitcoin at this point. But what you would have done was you'd have bought Bitcoin there at about $1,100, and then you would have rode it, guys. You would have rode it until the yellow line looks like what? Looks like this, okay? Until it crosses over like that. That's what you would have done, guys. Understand? You sell it when the opposite look happens, where the yellow line is now acting as a resistance for all of them, but you do not dare close. Understand this tip. You do not dare close the position until you see this type of formation and the yellow line is actually above all of it. Okay, because you don't know any advanced strategies yet, but of course we can easily catch the top with more advanced strategies that I'll introduce to you guys later as well. If you guys haven't watched my tutorial series, just go to my playlist. I've got like a massive tutorial list of 24 videos that you guys can go through, and there's so many lessons there that can help you, okay? So now, you basically buy it around the $1,100 range, right? Right here. And right here, you guys would have been tempted to sell it, right? Right here. But do you guys see the yellow line above all of it yet? Look close. No, you don't. Because you did not see it, right? Cross over like that, you're still in the trade. Now, this is what you call learning how to be in the game and how to stay in it. You got to learn how to stay in the game and be a very strong trader. And it involves a lot of skill to know how to confirm a downtrend. So boom, you guys are lucky you followed that strategy. You did not sell it. Still in the trade. Are you guys going to sell it right here? No, you're not going to sell it there because it didn't cross over. All right. Now, where are we going to see a crossover? You're still in the trade. Still in the trade. Here's where you would have sold it about $13,000. Okay. Now, one would argue, hey, I could have sold at 19K. Yeah, but would you guys really have been able to ride it for that long without panic selling and taking profit? Probably not. So this is a way of putting it on a balance beam where you're weighing, should I sell it and take profit now, or should I follow a strategy and ride it as long as I possibly can? So you might not have been able to sell it at all at 19K. If you did sell it there, right? And then it bounced off of this yellow line, you'd have just kicked yourself in the butt. And you would have been like, crap, I should have waited. So this is one of the best and most powerful strategies that I have ever seen. And I still use it to this day because it's just so profitable, right? So here, you guys see what's going on? We have to wait until the yellow line, this yellow moving average, exponential moving average, is below all of it. If it actually gets below there, you guys are going to see some massive rally, okay? So I think in a few days, we're going to be looking fairly bullish if we can hold some specific levels. I just want to give you guys a breakdown based off of Elliot Wave, based off of Fibonacci extensions, and Fibonacci retracement of where my general target is most likely right now. And I'll say confidently that my target's around $12,700. But I'm not talking about when to enter or anything like that right now, okay, guys? That's going to be later in the afternoon, where we're going to break down, once again, this specific structure right here. And we'll go over it in a lot of detail. And then I'll also go over a candlestick analysis with other indicators as well. And the next one will be a lot more detailed video. So anyways, I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Thanks for all the love and support, again, as always. For the people that don't know, I've lost my Steemit account, so don't even bother upvoting it, guys. I have no idea how I lost it. I don't think that I changed the password and forgot to write it down, because I'm just not that careless, okay? I even snapped a photo of it. On a camera that's offline, not connected to the internet or anything. Like, literally, just like, you know, one of those Canon digital cameras, right? Like you take for traveling or whatever. And it's not the same one, I assure you of that. And And I don't know how. I have no idea how it happened. So that account is completely gone. $3,000 down the hole, whatever. I don't care enough. So I'll be making a new Steemit account as soon as I receive that confirmation email. And I'll move everything over. And I hope you guys will support me in the same manner as well. So if you guys love this video that I made for you, or just my content in general, make sure you guys share it. Share it, retweet it, okay? I would love that. I'm all about the monetized ads. And that's how I get paid for making these videos. And I get paid like $5, $10 a video that I make, you know? And it goes right towards Luna's tequila and alcohol fund. She's a crazy drinker. Her New Year's resolution was to stop drinking, but she's just not stopping, guys. So she said to me, Dad, I'm just going to stop drinking in 2025. Luna, you'll be dead by then probably. Dogs don't even live that long, do they? Anyways, have yourselves a great night, guys, and I'll catch you in the afternoon. Or great morning, rather, and I'll catch you in the afternoon. Bye now.